I got the clouds in my eyes, I'm feeling lifted on the stage. I lays it down with my presence cause I'm gifted.
Introducing Binge-Worthy Productions.
In collaboration with Laron L3AD. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
We're here at Hooters today.
On Broadway and Cole.
My name is Lexia, and my favorite part of the job has to be the girls. They're really nice. They make everything so easy.
My name's Arissa, and my favorite part is the environment and the chemistry we create.
Markham's beats, carve them open like a surgery. I won't run the rat's race cause it ain't worth the cheese. Yeah, and I mean so YOLO doesn't apply to me. I'll be here now and forever, worth the ivory. And if you're reading this too late, I won't leave quietly. A legend in the making, I say it without apologies. My mindset, I won't change my mindset. But now it's fuck the rest, I'm back to back with my set. You cannot bite these bars, my shit is hard to digest. I'm a tough pill to swallow, means I'm at your guys next. Yeah, if life's a gamble, I'm buying a lotto ticket. I'm for the fame and attention and all the hate that comes with it. But if
Now let's get ready to enjoy some amazing food.
What's up, guys? So we are here for the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed the introductory video, the review of Nothing Bundt Cake. So now we're about to get into the podcast slash little crazy creation I'm about to make. I'm about to make something a little diabolical. But first I want to introduce my man Moses, my man Carl, and I'll let them talk about themselves a little bit. We'll start over with Moses.
What up, my name's Moses. I have a background in mental health, love eating food, and love to make music and gardening. Those are my passions.
And then he's got a little program, right? A little paddle program. Yeah. He's got a little paddle program. That's gonna be another video. We'll talk about that. It's some really good stuff. And then we'll have some ways you can follow the paddle or give to the paddle and stuff like that. Over here, my man Carl. Introduce yourself.
Carl Factory. I'm really into IT. I'm a computer dude. I like philosophy. I like leadership. I like contributing to the community. So I just came here. That's how I met LaRon. We're just out here trying to, relate, vibe, and see what each other are doing and have that brotherhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I'm getting into this diabolicalness. We got the mac and cheeseburger. But get this. So the mac and cheeseburger, it's got bacon on it, mac and cheese on it. Get this. I'm about to add some mozzarella sticks to it. So we're gonna take it up a notch. So
you trying to give us a heart attack?
Yeah. So guys, hey, for you guys watching, order that mac and cheeseburger. Throw some mozzarella sticks on it. Make it a little extra cheesy.
My doctor said I shouldn't do this.
Speaking of extra,
What kind of sauce is that, man?
he said some remoulade. It's a remoulade. But speaking of cheese, most black people are lactose intolerant. I know I am.
Are they?
Yeah.
They study
And
that?
most Asians are.
Aren't most people?
I would assume, yeah, most
of people that just can't.
Yeah.
They just can't digest milk.
I mean,
over time.
I love cheese, but I love ice cream too. But ice cream, milk, I actually cut out a lot of milk. It's when I have it, it's just my body's like, nope.
Well, yeah, because what other animal drinks dairy beyond when they're a baby? You know what I mean? It makes sense that we wouldn't be able to digest it.
Alrighty, I lost the mozzarella stick.
I'm gonna eat that.
Go ahead. Yeah. All right, so one of the topics I want to talk about tonight is, we all are brothers here. Brothers meaning, we're black brothers. As a black man in America, and then in your field, your own field, what's some of the tough things you face? You being in IT and stuff like that. Talk about being a black man in America, but also being a black man in IT.
Okay, that's deep. That's a big topic. I feel like specifically in IT, being a black man, I feel like comes with some weight. Because I started in IT and I kind of climbed real quick, and sometimes I wonder, did I climb quick because of my skill set, or did I climb quick because I project an image of what maybe they care about? I don't really know. I don't really care. I navigate in my own aura. You know what I mean? I do what I do. I work hard, and wherever that gets me, that gets me. But I do feel a lot of weight. You know what I mean? I feel like when I'm working.
When you say weight, you feel a lot of pressure to be better.
Not pressure to be better. Like being better is just in me. It's in my genes. Like I always want to be better. I'm always trying to improve. But like, it's weight as in like I need to represent. You know, because some people are out here looking and they're looking for me to slip, and they're watching. And it's not even just a racial thing, but it's like in general, people are expecting a certain thing out of me, and I'm like, I don't care what you're expecting. I'm doing me. So it's like self-actualizing.
You know what's crazy? You said it's not a racial thing. Because to you, it's not a racial thing. So it's not a racial thing, but it is a racial thing.
It is a racial thing.
At the end of the day, you are black.
Yeah.
So if you slip, you're going to slip even harder.
Well, not only do I slip, but also I think when I slip, are they using me to represent what black people mean? You know what I mean? Like, if I'm a black dude and I go off and I snap, am I the angry black dude?
Yeah.
Or if I come in and I decide to cornrow my hair, like, why did he do that? Why are black people this? And like, they'll look at you and like, they'll say things, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. But I feel like the thing is, the separation is like, even though I'm black, what people I realize care about at the end of the day is, can you do what I need to do? You know what I mean? Like, that's what they're really looking at. They're like, cool, you're black, whatever. I don't like black people. I do like black people. Or they feel whatever they feel. They're like, can you do what I need you to do? And so what I do is I blend who I am into what I do, and I'm like, either you accept me or you don't accept me. You know what I mean? I used to carry that weight, that kind of weight, like trying to navigate in a way like I gotta impress these white people or make these group of people feel comfortable around me.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't need to validate them. You know what I mean? Like they're no matter what I do, no matter what dance I'm doing, they're gonna judge it.
Yeah.
So why not get judged for who you actually get judged for who you are?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel you. Okay.
Yeah.
Hit that. Tell me what you think. What you think? Hey, what you think?
The heart attack burger.
Get that mozzarella stick and get there. Good.
Illegal. You keep that away from me, boy.
Alright, so do you feel that same way, like, so that's a black man in IT, do you feel that same way as a black man in America? Like, there's a certain weight you have to carry, especially with being in an IT, like, you're in a solid position as a black man. So do you feel like that puts more weight on you in the eyes of America, in the eyes of society, being in that position, or?
Probably, but I don't look at it like that. What I look at it as, okay, I'm rising in my position. I'm getting better. I'm learning. I'm putting in this work. I think that would be, you know, I feel like all the energy and things that I'm putting into it, I see it as, it doesn't matter what people look at it as. What it matters is I have to use this to create a better world for the people whoever needs help, especially underserved communities and African Americans.
What color?
It doesn't matter what color, but especially I do recognize that that underserved communities need a little bit extra help. And so I look at it and I say, you know what? My boy, he doesn't have access to information, to tools, so that he can have the leverage to get where he needs and help himself and his family and his legacy prosper. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna use what I have to help open doors and open gates and lift them up. And that's what I use it for. Yeah. That's what I use it for. Because it's like, if I focus on the wrong thing, I can sit here and focus on, oh no, like I look bad, or oh no, like he thinks I'm an Uncle Tom, or oh no, like he thinks I'm too black or whatever. I can focus on other people's projections of me, but I can't control anything. I can't do anything about that. What I can do is take my energy and decide where I'm gonna put that energy into, and I'd rather put it into things and give other people opportunities to do what they want to do in life and show up as themselves and help other people. You know what I mean? I want to pour the glass in their cup so that they can pour their glass into somebody else's cup so that other people can drink and other people can eat.
Okay, that's what's up. And I like that. So Moses, behavioral health. Moses is an artist too. So he's got, like, I'm ready to hear this because he's gonna talk about being an artist in Tucson, being a minority, but being in the behavioral health field as a minority. And I feel like being black And talking about like mental health issues is not a big thing. You see that a lot with white people and white communities, but there is a big mental health issue in the black community. I mean, just in general. But I think in the black community, it's more, it's not more known or more talked about. So I'm interested to see what he has to say about all that stuff. So go ahead, Moose.
So I mean, relative to mental health in the black community, so I've worked in, behavioral health hospitals and substance abuse facilities, level 1, level 2, residential, blah, blah, blah. I've run the gamut, right? And I don't, when it comes to being in a facility, there's obviously going to be some racism anywhere you go. Someone's going to not like this color, that color, whatever, right? But aside from that, for the most part, I think the clientele base in the mental health community are being treated pretty much the same. And that is to say that they're essentially being exploited they're being exploited by way of their mental health status by mental health professionals who know how to make money off of their condition, right? So, okay, I'll put it to you like this, right? I worked in a residential facility where I was able to see a statement from one of our members for services she received for the month. So it's basically a statement from the insurance company saying what the insurance company was charged for the services she received, right? So these people will get their insurance charged to the tune of tens of thousands of dollars a month.
Wow.
Right? They're never going to see any of that money. They don't have that money. The insurance company, in context here of mental health, is simply put in place to get people into the system and to make money off of them. If you think you're going to go to a behavioral health hospital and receive some help, you might. You're most likely not going to. You're better off talking to people first in your circle, reaching out to people who you have. I mean, there are programs out there that are actually geared toward helping. But if a corporation owns the nonprofit, they don't care about the people they help. They need to make money. Dude, if they actually helped everybody to the point where there was no more mental health issues, they'd be out of a job. They do not want that. They don't want that. They'll act like they do. They talk a tough game. Oh, we're here, we're here, we're here. And we're saving lives and reuniting families. That's the famous phrase. We're saving lives and reuniting families. Are you? Because look, man, if you look at okay, so you're a kid. You end up in the mental health system. This looks like you go into a group home or possibly go into a behavioral health hospital to get stabilized until they can put you in a group home if you don't have parents or family or anyone to take care of you. Now, the staff are not doctors. The staff in these group homes, they are regular-ass people with regular lives who are expected to impart life skills and coping skills and use motivational interviewing and cognitive behavior therapy and dialectical behavior therapy, but they're not trained for that, all right? So there's really not a lot they can do other than try and keep kids busy. Let's take you to the movies. And then every now and then a kid might say something and we have a heart-to-heart moment. And I get to impart some knowledge, blah, blah, blah. Right? Then that kid grows up in the system, turns 18, ages out, hasn't had any real education or opportunities because he's been in group homes the whole time. So now he's on the street, running with the wrong crowd, doing dumb stuff, sorry, can I say that? Doing dumb stuff, and continuously doing dumber things. And so now there's the whole phenomenon of recidivism, so the things just going on over and over and over. And these companies out here that say they're helping people are really only being reactive to a problem, and in being reactive, they're not even really posing any type of solution. They're just upholding a facade of help, and then the majority falls through the cracks because it's an umbrella. Oh, this is going to work for everyone. One size fits all recovery, right?
And that's not true.
And that is not the case. Everybody is different. You have to meet people where they are.
Yes.
You have to, you can't. So the most effective substance abuse counselors, mental health counselors, blah, 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 are people who don't talk much. They listen to what you say and they go, oh, your dad? And then you start talking about your dad. And you mention something about your mom and they go, oh, your mom? And then you give everything about your mom. And in a couple of ping pong paddles that they've motivational interviewed you into talking about, now I know things about you that I didn't ask you about. You voluntarily told me just off of the fact that I mirrored a word that you said, right? And if I'm giving you eye contact and I can recant what you told me, then this lets you know that I'm listening. And it'll give you the impression that I care, right? So if you've got someone who actually cares, right, and is willing, and people who are willing to listen, those are the most effective people in behavioral health and substance abuse. Not people with degrees. Your degree doesn't mean anything without the experience. Seriously. And in substance abuse, if you have a degree and no experience, you don't even get respect. What do you know? You can't get me off anything. You've never gotten off anything yourself, right? Person goes in with no degree, but hey, I used to do all the drugs and I quit them. I want to talk to this guy, right? This guy is relatable.
Yeah, I see the same thing in IT. Like, I see a lot of people coming into IT thinking that credential is the golden ticket. And it's like, no, that degree is gonna open the doors for you. That's it. Like, it's gonna, and maybe it'll do a little bit more, but it's like they don't realize, like, oh, they're like, I got a computer science degree and I'm interviewing them, and I'm like, what else? Like, that's cool. Like, that's what got you the interview.
Yeah,
now
what are you doing?
What can you do? What are you able
bring
to
to
bring
the table?
And so it's interesting that we've been convinced to go into crazy debt to get this piece of paper, this credential, and we think that now we have the golden ticket to the world. We think that we're like, we made it. I'm like, no. You just walked through the door. Now do something with that.
Yeah.
I have friends saying same thing. All the credentials. I have friends with PhDs over here, and they're like, they just think that they've won the game. And I'm like, bro, it's not the PhD that's cool. It's what you do with it.
Yeah.
Now that you have the PhD, now you've opened up access. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with your power? Are you going to use your power for good? Are you going to use your power to show everybody, look how smart I am. Look how cool I am. Look at my Fendi bags or whatever. And I know some of them that do that. And that's them. I'm not hating, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot you could do with that power. And the stuff I see people doing today, sometimes I'm like, I wouldn't do it that way. You know what I mean?
And the greatest contributions to mankind have not come from ego and people being rich. It's coming from people who genuinely want to help and actually want to bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And if all you have is an ego and I want to make things look good at my organization and this, that, and the other, that's all temporary. And that all falls away, and all that's left are the people that are still doing the work.
Yeah, and there's a quote that goes, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's facts. You know what I mean? Like, and I see it all over the place. Like, I know people who are they're brilliant, they're smart, but like they don't care about people, and people can intuitively feel that. Yeah. And so it's like it's interesting. I feel like people are not as dumb as other people think, and it's like, okay, cool, you stacked up all this paper, all these credentials, and you thought you tricked people. You thought you convinced people that you were important, but you didn't show them, you know, that you cared about them. You didn't show them that you really cared about what they were going through or how you're going to help them or anything like that. And they feel that.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, if you get a fancy degree and you go out there to make money, you're not going to help anybody. And if your goal is to help people, you might not make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? But if you've got enough money to help people, you're in prime position. You know what I mean? So relative to mental health out here, man, I think what's really lacking is people having a social structure that they can turn to when they have a crisis. You know, I I continuously see people on the street, 10, 11, 12, 20 years. I see the same people on the street, right? And I see them in the behavioral health hospital. And then I see the same people in the rehab, right? So it's like all these different people, even ones graduating from better programs, graduating, like the program I was working for out here, substance abuse, was graduating in the top 30th percentile nationwide, right? All right, that's cool, you know what I mean? But there has to be people who care. And that I've worked with people who cared. I've worked with people who are just about the money. And this is what's messed up. In mental health, you have people who are doctors who legit have a good opportunity to help you. But they treat you like a customer and they provide amazing customer service. And because of that, they think they are totally helping you. Well, I provided them with great customer service. Yeah, but did you address any issues? Did you help them nurture any coping skills? Did you talk about anything in the past? Did you happen to connect an emotion to an event so that a person could realize and move forward, right? But that's the thing, coping skills take time. Right. And I need money now, right? So, hey, let's give them these pills, right? If you work for a crisis place and you answer crisis calls, they want you to push, what is it, Title 26 or whatever the statute is out here that allows you to register someone into a crisis facility, something like the CRC, the Crisis Response Center, right? Yeah. So like they'll take you there, and that's just another one of those temporary little hospitals until they take you to your next place. But make no mistake, they have no intention of helping you address and overcome your issues. All they do is treat. And that's it, because you keep coming back. They
just check that box.
That's it. And I've seen the same people come back to the same hospital so many times. And then I see them walking out on the street in their red or blue paper scrubs that they got from the hospital, right? And the hospital thinks they're doing them a good job because, oh, well, we got them transportation and we made sure they went to a safe place. Because by law, there aren't really a lot of things they have to do before they release a patient. Yeah. Make sure he's going to a safe place. Are you going to a safe place? Yeah, well, he said he was going to a safe place. Right? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. The dude says he's going to a safe place and they provide transportation. That's it. That's it.
So yeah, man, I got a question for you. So it sounds like you have your pulse on some of the problems. If you were running this program, if you were the director and you could train your staff or come up with a solution, what do you think some of the solutions to some of those issues are?
So for one, I think the type of people that are hired for behavioral health work, there should be a better vetting process for that. More than just a job application and why do you want to do this job, right? Certain people are made for it, certain people are not. There are people who really care and help. There are other people who, I've seen people hurt children. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the heck are you doing? You know what I mean? So, but people who care need more people who actually care. There needs to be a lot more government money just thrown at this. But, there's a problem there because you can't just give money to anyone and expect them to do something. So there should be some sort of accreditation or accreditation agency that has a set of best practices guidelines, right? And so best practices are really anything that you do in any field that are proven to work time and time again and be efficient practices.
And then have somebody like audit it every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to make sure they're keeping up the standard.
Accountability, right?
Like
you got to keep people accountable.
Yep.
The other thing I would do is attach a YouTube channel to the nonprofit, especially for people who are looking to donate. Because if I'm donating money and I see that my money is going to a shoddy program, I'm not going to give you money anymore, right? So a level of accountability where you've got this accreditation facility also providing some accountability, but also we're on camera. And it's tricky because there's HIPAA laws. You can't just put a person on camera and be like, tell me your life story, right? But if there's a way to actually, where people can volunteer and show how they have achieved success through this program, even down to the point where you're like, okay, so-and-so, you people who donated, who wanted to be known by name, this is you, this is how much you donated, and this is where your money went to. And then go on camera, and this is the things we do, here's the facility, here's your staff, this is everything that's taken. Just full disclosure about what's happening.
Is there transparency? Do you see, is there a lack of
No,
transparency?
they cover, dude, the last job I had, we had a guy who was faking all of his notes. Writing fake notes, right? Dude, so me and my coworker, we go through, we look at all his notes, we're like, nah. We start asking all the members, hey, did you play cards with this dude? Did you? No. Complain about it, they transfer him to another house. I asked my boss, why didn't you fire him? I'm like, dude, if I did that, y'all would fire me, and rightfully so. Why didn't you fire him?
Yeah, that's government. Those notes, because I did behavior health and I was a correctional officer. Those notes are like logs.
How you get paid.
Yeah, if you go to court or anything, they actually use those notes in court.
And if you say something happened and it's not in the notes, it didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah,
it didn't happen. You're a liar, even if that shit happened exactly, right? So there has to be huge transparency. And when I asked why they didn't fire the guy who's faking his notes, they told me they didn't fire him because he had a promising career as a brain surgeon. Hey, dude, the dude shows up, stays for 2 hours, leaves, takes his laptop, and then does his work at home. And I'm like, that? Nah, man, I wouldn't let that dude operate on me at all. Are you kidding me? So you have these people who are just lazy. You have to deal with people's laziness. You got to deal with people's bad moods. You have to deal with regular people's regular lives. And regular people's regular lives are what stand in the way of a person's recovery. That's literally it. I had a bad day. Stay home. Take a mental health day. Don't come to work. You're no good to me, right? So you have to care. You have to pay attention to what the person is saying selflessly. You can't zone off and be like, did I leave the garage door open, right? Because they'll pick up on that. They know, and after a while, if they lose respect, it's hard to get it back, right? So people need to be treated with dignity and respect. Everyone has that right. There should be a lot of different activities and a lot of money put toward activities for people to go do stuff, right? Kids to go to the Children's Museum, fantastic, golf and stuff, educational programs, blah, 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 right? So that they can be doing this daily, not going to school at a public school in a special ed classroom, not learning anything, only setting them up to go out onto the street, get cops called on them, take the cop's gun, shoot the cop, and go to jail. True story, right? And this is a kid who spent his whole life from, his childhood into his 18-year-old birthday in the group homes. Kick him out of the freaking group home because you can't be here anymore. You're 18. Yeah, we didn't give you any coping skills. We didn't nurture any of that. Get out of here, right? You figure it out. Ends up in jail, ends right back up in the system, and literally you got kids that end up in the system their whole life till they die. They are the ward of the state. Eventually they end up with court-ordered treatment, blah, blah, blah. But the behavioral health system currently robs people of an opportunity to achieve self-sustaining habits and to achieve self-thought. The people who go through the system are always dependent on the system. Oh, snap. Sonora Behavioral Health Hospital? Yes. They buy cigarettes for their members so they can attract more members. That's me how I know, because I used to work there and I heard the CEO talking about how proud he was because there was like a 10% increase in clientele because, I know I can smoke there and they'll buy me cigarettes. Just adding to the anxiety and not even nurturing the coping skill, just letting people know you don't need coping skills. Get a cigarette, get a vice, get whatever you need, and then come to this hospital. Get that vice that you need, right? So you can numb yourself when really we should be teaching you how to get off of that. But that's not what they're there for. Bro, make no mistake, behavioral health hospitals out here are a way to generate revenue. That's it. That's it. Oh, that's really cynical. No, it's not. Well, some people do get help. Yeah, because for some people, that umbrella fits them.
Yeah, that prescription worked for them. They're fine with it.
Yeah.
But could it be said that then systems to maintain themselves, they have to be generating that profit? Like, I'm not saying that that's right, but I'm saying it makes sense. It makes sense for them to not actually help, because it's like help, like you said, it's like anything. It's like, why would I heal a disease when it actually is more profitable to keep people sick and not heal it? Like, healing is not what's gonna pay bills.
Big Pharma?
I'm not gonna say any names, but I just think we all know. You look at any of the systems, and it's like the systems. I'm not saying that there's no systems there to help people, but I'm just saying, like, it makes sense. Like, every system I can think about, I'm like, well, yeah, they need to keep people trickling through the system so that they can maintain their whatever their goal is. You know what I mean? And so when I'm hearing this, I'm like, damn. I'm aligning it with other systems. I'm like, it makes sense. Like,
And bro, as soon as they kick them out, they're walking down the street, and it's hot. Pretty soon, a person who hasn't had any food, not a lot of water, just getting out of a behavioral health hospital, they're about to go right back into crisis. And here are people in their BMWs driving by like, oh, that dude's having a bad day. I should do the right thing and call the authorities. And then they just get right back into the system. So, dude, the system is designed so that regular people, right, call the authorities to have these people go back into the facilities, right back into the system, and without even knowing it, they're a part of the revenue-generating machine that we call behavioral health, right?
But then, like, when it comes to, they get the awards, they get the achievements, they get the credit, and like you said, it's like a lot of the box checking. It's a lot of we've become a society where, like, we're success objects. We care a lot about success and not the consequences of that success. And I see it. I see a lot of. I see so many successful people. I don't think we need any more successful people. I think we need more people who care, people who love. We don't have healers. We don't have, and I feel like it's because those people aren't rewarded. You know what I mean? And like, that's not successful. We're chasing success. We're not chasing what's right.
The acquisition of money and physical material possessions isn't success. Dude, we are bombarded with images of people who we swear are successful, and they're not. They just have wealth. That's not success. Think of how many people. Let's go back to this Jay-Z thing. You think Jay-Z can just pick up and give money to the black community and start building schools? You think he could just do that without them taking his money? You think that's his money?
Didn't he do a whole water program in Africa?
Did he? I wasn't there. Okay, look. I remember watching Beyonce talk about something they did for some school. She didn't mention no names. And that's just like, we did this thing for a school and we helped them and everyone was happy. It was like some vague, I'm like, this girl's lying. You know, look. Regardless, I can't say whether they did or not. All I can say is, it looks like they did.
Optics.
Hell, some people believe the world is flat. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about what a person believes. But what a person believes isn't always the absolute truth.
It's rarely,
right? And how can you even claim to tell the truth if you don't know the truth? Right? So, bro, at the end of the day, you got these people who claim to be successful, but they can only indulge themselves. That's not success. If you only do for yourself and yourself, me, oh, look at me, look at everything, that's not success. That's ego. That's, I'm a dick trying to take everything from me. Forget you. I don't want you to have this, I want it for me, right? And again, dude, Jay-Z, Kanye, Oprah, Bill Gates, bro, none of those people can give money to the black community. None of those people can give, why do you think they haven't? Bro, oh, in Africa, where Americans can't see? Bro, I guarantee you see a person like Jay-Z or one of these celebrities start handing out dough to the black community and making things better and educating them, bro, they will kill him.
Oh, they're Martin Luther King?
Do you think it's...
They're Martin Luther King?
They will kill him.
Do you think though, like, if they were to hand out money, like say they just went in and they were handing out money, Like, do you think that is a solution for black people?
No.
Because I think
You think giving a crackhead $1 million is
I agree. I'm with you. Because I hear people like saying like, why don't they? And I hear people talking about reparations. And I'm like, whatever
that's
it is,
not even. Dude, the answer is entrepreneurship and education.
It's legacy building.
I get
too,
so
though.
many people like at my job. They call me they're black and they're ignorant, and I'm like I'm literally like. I sit there and I'm like, Martin Luther King died for this, for you to be ignorant. We have so many opportunities that we can go for. We can educate ourselves. We have so many different opportunities and nobody's taking advantage of it.
And let's not even just say Martin Luther King. All of our ancestors, bruh. All of our
Malcolm
African
X,
ancestors,
like, bro,
all of those slaves.
Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, like they died for this, for you to be ignorant at all the opportunities we have. Like, come on now.
Bro, most people come into this world and never acquire wisdom. Most people come into this world and never acquire wisdom.
I see it.
That's facts.
It's much easier to acquire money. Dude, you know what it takes to have wisdom? You gotta go through hell.
Persistence.
You gotta burn all the time for years at a time and then finally go, damn, that sucked. I learned some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but bro, if you get things handed to you and you're if you get things handed to you that you did not work for, you will start thinking about yourself things that are not true. You'll start thinking you are the greatest. Well, I must be. They're giving it to me, right? And the ego gets all puffed up. And when the ego gets inflated, you can't help anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude,
it's like a poison.
Bro, for real. Ego is the destroyer of all things, bro. Cause look.
I feel like ego, but as a black man, I feel like we have a lot of crab in the barrel mentality. Like, that's where there's so many like gang violence and these young kids killing each other because it's like a crab in a barrel. Like, oh, you about to make it, so I'm about to take you out because you about to make it. Like, we can all. I tell people every day, like everybody I sit with, like we can all eat at the end of the day. Like,
it
there's
doesn't have
enough
to be
money.
a zero-sum game.
Yeah.
It could be a positive sum game.
We can all eat at the end of the day. There's enough money on this table for everybody to eat.
But that's the other thing. Some people see that, and it's not. They may even believe we can all eat, but they're greedy.
Exactly.
They want more. They want more. They want to eat triple what you're eating.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because I look at it like this metaphorically. I remember at Thanksgiving dinner, I would be sitting there, and like there was mac and cheese, and I would eat so much mac and cheese. Speaking of mac and cheese, I would eat so much of it because I was like, if I don't eat it, somebody else is gonna eat it. So I ate so much that I got sick. I would get sick, and then I'm sitting there feeling miserable, but I feel like, well, at least like I got all the mac and cheese, you know, and it didn't feel good. I'm sickened myself by overdoing it.
You know who exhibits that type of behavior frequently? Hoarders. You know who the biggest hoarders are? Who? The super wealthy. They hoard all the wealth.
That's a form of sickness. I think.
They have a
That is
literal
form of
psychological
sickness.
condition. They are hoarders,
Yeah.
and they cannot. Dude, what's the hallmark of a hoarder? I can't let go of this unless I feel like I've been empowered to let go.
Yeah.
Unless I make the decision, right? I ain't giving you none of my money. I got $47 billion. Dude, look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett made the largest, I could be wrong about this, I'm pretty sure this is right though, made the largest charitable contribution in American history, human history, right? $44 billion. Dude was worth 47, so he kept 3. You know what charity he gave that money to?
Who?
The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Wait,
That's
Bill
not
Gates? Another billionaire?
That's not a charitable donation. Dude, giving $44 billion to charity that is run by billionaires, that's not charitable. That's not success.
That sounds like a transfer of wealth. Transfer of wealth.
And a consolidation of
power. He
power.
just transferred his wealth to them so then they could, he'll probably get a kickback off of that.
Yeah. And they get to continue to run Planned Parenthood, blah, 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 right? But that's the thing, bro. Rich people giving rich people money is not charitable. It's not charitable. It's like when they started Hollywood, right? Hollywood people weren't credible. So they were like, dude, let's give each other awards. And they started giving each other awards. Now all of a sudden they're a bunch of award-winning movie makers. Before that, they weren't anything. They were like, dude, it's a bunch of kids with cameras. That's what they were thought of. They were not credible people. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, rich people...
people, not that many.
Most rich people, the uber wealthy are hoarders, and those who cannot let go of portions of their wealth to contribute something of value to the human family, that's a psychological sickness, right? If you can't help the human family, you're psychologically sick, right? Then you got people who just pretend, bro. You got people who look like they're helping. Oh, this dude looks like he's helping. Wow, school in Africa? Wow. How you gonna help a school in Africa when you got people right here? Like, I get it. Oh, my people, this, that, and the other. Bro, you ain't African. Jay-Z ain't African. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm just calling it how I see it, bro. Like,
speaking of my people, like, I feel like the Black Lives Matter movement is the biggest fake ever. Like, the vice president or whatever, she bought like a $2 million house, like, and like the Susan Coleman thing, breast cancer awareness. Why are you making 6 figures a year? Like,
because we're success objects. We will do anything to get to a point where we feel like we're safe.
but these people who say they're giving back, like you said, like, are you giving back? Like, that's what like, Black Lives Matter.
It
like,
was never about giving back. It was about giving back so they could get to a position where they're good, and then they don't have to give back anymore.
Yeah.
And some people say, like,
But did Black Lives Matter even give back? It's my thing.
Yes and no, probably. Like, that's my problem. I'm not gonna say my problem, but when I look at Black Lives Matter, I'm like, I look at that and I see how people have a perception of this is what black people represent, or this is, but it's like, no, I think Black Lives Matter takes all sorts of shapes and sizes and things like that. To say Black Lives Matter as a whole doesn't give, I think that's inaccurate. But it's like, then you look at the leaders, though. You look at the leaders and say, what are they doing with their power? What are they doing with their resources? And I do look at that.
who started the Black Lives Matter movement?
I don't even know.
I don't remember.
Was it Jeff Bezos?
Maybe. It could be anybody.
I don't even know.
I don't even think it matters. What I'm saying is it's a vehicle. It's a vehicle to get to a point where they're better, where a certain group of people are better off. I think that's what it's all about.
But it's a vehicle for themselves.
Exactly.
Why is it not a vehicle for everybody to be in the vehicle? Is what I'm trying to figure out. It's a vehicle, like you said, for themselves.
Do you think in our system though, there has to be people at the bottom? Like, do you believe in true equality?
It's what is it? What's the case system?
What is equality?
The case
What is
system.
equality? That's a good question.
It has to be a
equality?
person at the bottom.
Because
It
look,
has to be.
is equality that we're all the same rank? We're all
What
the
is
same
it?
worth?
That's a good question.
But
Right?
equality
Am
is-
I as important as a rich person?
We're all treated the
Hell,
same.
are they as important as me?
But we don't have equality because we're not all treated the same. You're
Okay,
treated different by
but-
your skin color. You're treated different by your job. You're treated different by your gender. We don't have true equality because we all treat each other different. True equality is we all are treated the same.
And I don't think that can exist because even just us three at this table, like, we're not the same. We may come from the same race. We may even be cousins. Damn, like, we aren't the same though. But here's the thing that I look at. I'm like, I don't want us to try to achieve equality. I don't think that that's feasible. Like, what I do think is feasible though is we made all these laws and rules and we've orchestrated all of this whole picture. We can create better opportunities for people to not be blocked from closer to being. I don't think we can be equal, but I think we can move things out of the way so that this person is able to get a job even though their name is LaQuisha Shante. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes me mad. Not that this white girl and this black girl aren't seen as equal, but that this black girl doesn't have the same opportunity for something that's outside of her control. And same with this white girl who has some opportunity or some privilege for something that's out of her control.
At the end of the day, it's education. Education is a big part of that. And that's the thing with these black communities, these rundown communities, they don't have the proper education. Like they go, like you said, they go to school and they don't learn anything because these teachers are getting paid a crappy salary, so they don't care. And like you said earlier, it's about showing you care. And
They get you when you're young too with the education, because that's when our brain, we're the most receptive, we're sponges. So what I catch them doing, even when I was a kid, I was taught as a black man, this is what you are, this is what you aren't. If you don't go to church, you're this. I was indoctrinated at an early age, and so that dictated the course of my education. that dictated the course of even my psychology, going back to behavioral health, like how I cope with the world. Like I look at it and I thought about this today and I was like, it's interesting. I see two things, and I'm not trying to be binary, but I see two things. I see people in society as adults when they've grown up, they're either trying to escape the caste that has been created from them by their environment, or they're trying to escape it, or they're trying to maintain it. And because of that, they deal with certain psychological stressors and things like that, because they're either trying to, I need to be what my mommy and daddy told me that I needed to be to feel like I'm important, or to be valued, to be of value, or to be a valid person. And then there's other people who are like, no, I don't want that. That's bad. I'm going to literally be the antithesis of that. I'm going to be the opposite of what that is so that I can feel fulfilled. And both things I feel like are leading us down a path. I look at people and I'm like, really what we all want, what we think we want, with all this stuff we're talking about, success, optics, whatever, we all are aiming for what we think is happiness. But really, it's like, I don't think happiness is actually the goal worth achieving. I think what's really worth achieving is peace. I think peace is more valuable than happiness. And what is peace? Peace is internal serenity, internal silence.
But sometimes
not feeling like I have to go be that or I have to go do that. Feeling like whether I do that or not, I'm good. I couldn't achieve this goal, I'm good. I achieved that goal and I did a good job. Things are good inside. Your mind is quiet.
You're real, bro.
But sometimes it takes that financial wealth to have peace, though. So that's why people are chasing the bag. They're chasing the bag. They're chasing the bag.
I don't agree though, because what about a monk? I think there's monks.
They have, but they're minimalists. I'm a minimalist. I have an air mattress at home. I don't have a lot of stuff. Like, shout out to Carl who gave me the air mattress, by the way.
You gotta help people out.
Well, I'm a minimalist, but some people aren't. They want that. They want that Jag. They want that Ferrari. They want to keep up with the Joneses.
But why?
The ego.
Because thank you.
They
but
think that's the path to happiness. They think if I get a Beamer, other people are gonna look at me and they're gonna think he's important because he has a car that's not highly accessible or that's hard to get. That means, and then what happens is there's something called a hedonistic treadmill. So they keep chasing that. So it's like, okay, boom, I got the Beamer. What happens with the Beamer? They got it. If they feel good the day that they bought it, they feel good the day that they got rid of it because that didn't ever make them happy. And what's the next thing? Oh, now I gotta go take trips to all these places, or I gotta go get hookers, or they're continuously chasing happiness, and it's not about that.
Yeah. Bro, I just traded in a brand new car for a truck that's 18 years older than the car I just traded in. Bro, and I'm much more happy with the truck. I'm much happier driving this old truck, high off the ground. I could haul stuff. I got a winch on the front. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tow stuff. And it's not as economical. It's not as nice looking, or what I think it is. But, you know, by all standards, it ain't a Beamer. It ain't the expensive shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, I can still walk out of that thing, still walk with my head high, and still know I have my own code. I can feel good about myself. Like you said, whatever everyone else is thinking, whatever.
And they're not gonna be there on that deathbed. When you're alone and you're sitting there and you're rethinking your life and you did all these things to make other people happy that didn't care about you, you have to live with that result.
Facts.
You gotta live with it, and you can't blame anybody.
Yeah.
All right, so we did the Mott's Mac Burger. So people watching, do that Mott's Mac Burger. But I also wanted to do a 4B. So it's burger, bird, bun, and bacon.
Bam.
So with this, just a quick, throw 2 tenders on there. Throw that on there. So it's the Western Bacon Burger. You got extra bacon. And then throw that little aioli on there. And then so you got the burger, the bacon, the bird, bam, the bun. So order that too. It's the 4B, the Hooters 4B. So but we about to, thank you to my guests. This was good. We might have another one. Wink, wink, we might have another one because this was good. Because I had some questions. But these boys went all. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Dope video, great conversation with my boy Carl, my boy Moses. Definitely might be around us. We'll see. We get that linked up. Hey, shout out to everybody. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Definitely watch out for round 2. I think we're coming back with y'all.
You know.